Okay. All right, guys. So again, thanks for coming. My name's Tim Blake. For those of you that don't know me, the purpose of this call is to share with you guys where we're at, where we're going, kind of give you the whole vision. I know that a lot of people are busy. They've got jobs. They don't do this full time like I do. And so what happens is when you're not plugged in and you're not getting all the information, when you're only getting bits and pieces of something, then it's very easy to draw your own conclusions. And sometimes those conclusions are wrong. But when you get all the information, then you have a better understanding. So my goal for this call for you at the end of this is that you'll have a better understanding and a whole vision of what you're doing, what we're doing here, so that you feel more comfortable about where we're going. Okay. I realize that we have a lot of people out there that have questions, concerns, frustrations. So the purpose of this call tonight, I'm going to go through some of these different things. Hopefully that's going to answer a lot of your questions for you, but there's a button down at the bottom that you can put in your questions, or I'll allow Bud to unmute some people if you're going to raise your hands, and we can ask questions at the end. So I'm going to sit here with you guys. I'm going to answer all your questions, concerns, and any frustrations for you. Okay. Does that sound good for everybody? All right. So before I get into this, I kind of want to start off by saying, I want you guys to imagine this for me. So for many of you on this call, you're probably maybe have owned a business before, or you are business owners, or even if you're not, you'll relate to this. But think about this. When you first started your business, right, in the very first year, or maybe the second year, right, you were super excited about this new business, right? And as you're doing this, you probably ran into some challenges, maybe even some setbacks, right? Well, that's what happens. But then there's a lot of things you do really, really good too. But then you have some more setbacks. That's called business, right? That happens. Well, I want to point out, guys, that every good project or company looks like a mess until it works. Let me say that again. Every great project or company looks like a mess, a complete mess, until it works, right? There's no difference with what we have here with TEXITcoin. All right. We've got something great here. So I've jotted down a few things here. I'm going to kind of look at my notes, but TEXITcoin is a 2-year-old company, right? And we've did a lot of great things in just 2 short years. We've raised over $140 million, and that makes us one of the top 1% of all projects or companies out there within that time period. All right. We've got 4 mining locations that are up and running, and we're looking to put in 4 more shortly. That's huge, guys. We've paid out $65 million in commissions and rewards. And of that money, a lot of people won, right? A lot of people did a lot of great things. They were able to pay off, credit card bills. They were able to buy another car. They were able to stop working a second job. Those are all things to be proud of. That's what this project has done for us, right? In our first cycle, our coin project, or our project, the price of the coin started out at 2.8 cents. All right. And it went all the way up to $5 or $6. Well, during that time period, we have people that won every step of the way. They sold out some coins, they bought something, they took a vacation, they remodeled a house, they did whatever they wanted to do. In fact, my son, if he's on this call tonight, he was one of the winners himself. The kid's 20 years old. He cashed out $50,000 in coins, and he put a down payment on a house. Now he's living in a house thanks to TEXITcoin. That's huge. He would have never been able to do that at 20 years old, right? So I want to share something with you if I'm able to share here. I want to talk about cycles really quick. Okay. Let's see if I can do this here.
Well, see if it lets you share. It should. If not, I'm going to make you the host again because, yep, there you go. By the way, Tim, we're at capacity now, but I am recording it so we can get the recording out. But
okay,
when we add the co-host setting, we can up the capacity too. So,
okay. Can everybody see my screen now, Coach Bud? Can you see it?
yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So guys, I wanted to talk about real quick about cycles. Okay. And what that is. So most people haven't been in crypto, so you haven't realized the type of volatility that happens in the crypto community, right? But on here, we've got 3 big crypto projects. We've got Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP, and then we've got TEXITcoin here at the bottom. If you look closely at these cycles, okay, our chart looks almost identical to this. It goes up, drops down drastically, goes back up, drops down drastically, goes back up, drops down drastically. But each time it keeps climbing higher and higher, right? TEXITcoin is no different than that. We're on the same cycle. We've done the same exact thing that's going on over here. Okay. So let me share with you. So again, why do some companies make that next leap to start the next cycle? And why do some companies or projects, why do they fail? And the answer to that is leadership, right? So leadership is the difference between somebody starts the next cycle. I'm here to tell you that our leadership is strong. It's intact. For those of you that know me, you know that I left a 24-year-old career to do this full time. My cousin Gage and Rob Reynolds did the exact same. They left their careers and they do this full time. Our founder, Bobby Gray, this has been his life's work. I mean, he's all about bringing honest money to the community and to the world. And this is the project that's going to get him there. So he's all in on this thing. So our leadership isn't going anywhere. We're here, we're intact, right? So we're gearing up for the next cycle. So we have a plan to do that. Now, when Bobby first started this thing, he always told me, he's like, Tim, he goes, I know that if we do these four, if we do these four phases, I've got 4 phases to success. If we do these 4 phases, I know that we can take TEXITcoin to a top 5 crypto coin. So we've talked about these in the past, but I'm just going through it. Phase 1 is building the mine. Phase 2 is the community currencies, the downtown digital dollars. Phase 3 is the global redundancy, where we're going to be doing this 4 more times in different parts of the world. And then phase 4 was the education, educating the community, educating the country, and educating the world about cryptocurrency, keeping it safe and everything else, right? So phase 1, building the mine, our strategy that we picked to build the mine was our affiliate marketing program, crowdsourcing. You know, it kind of smelled a little bit like MLM, right? And that worked great until it didn't, right? So the problem with that scenario is we didn't have the safeguards that a lot of the MLM companies had in place, but then we also didn't have the upside. We didn't have those other big upsides that a lot of the MLM companies have too. So what happened is then we had people that were, trying to get out of this exactly as much as they can. And that's fine. We didn't have any safeguards to prevent that, right? The comp plan that we had, the affiliate comp plan that we had, was designed to pay out up to 50%, right? And when it started to reach over that mark, we decided we had to start making some changes, right? The last changes that we're making come into place this week. That's where we take, if you bought a 9-pack, if you've got 3 affiliate tracking centers, that's where these 3 affiliate tracking centers are going to be unlinked, and they have to all stand on their own 2 feet. You have to have cash potential in every single one of those. You have to have sponsorships in every single one of those. When that happens, that closes the last little loopholes for people to get free money without actually doing the work. Okay? So we're hoping that by making those changes, that's going to drop the comp plan below 50%. All right? But bottom line, the fact of the matter is that we have no sales right now. Whether the comp plan is strong or healthy or not, we have no sales. And if we have people have lost interest in telling our story and pitching TEXITcoin in a lot of cases. We got a community of 58,000 people, right? Of that, we've had about 10% of those people that were active that were actually sharing this. And of those 10%, of that 10%, I think probably only 10% or so are still really actively pushing it. And that's where our sales numbers are. So when the community left, when they started, losing interest in that, and if we don't have sales, we can't build the mine, and if we can't build the mine, we can't do what phase 2, which is our community currency, downtown digital dollars, have a strong network to run all the fairs and festivals, right? So hence why we've started phase 3, Iskander coin in Dubai. All right. Now, a lot of you guys have heard about that. And that's kind of the reason why I started this call. I talked to my son. He had a few people that wanted to get on here. And then I decided to just open this up to everybody. But phase 3, Iskander coin, starts in Dubai. We're going to mine the very first coin February 3rd. Okay. So I wrote down real quick, guys, I wrote down 4 or 5 items here. how Iskander helps strengthen TEXITcoin as a whole. And I wanted to share those with you guys. All right, so Iskander was started not to drain TEXITcoin, but to lift it up. One thing, number one, what it does for us is it gives us positive cash flow to move both projects forward. We're sharing resources by customer service, onboarding, shipping and fulfillment, marketing. So what does that mean? So right now we don't have any sales. We've had to lay off a lot of people, right? We're getting lean, mean, green, just like any other good project or good company would do. But we still have to retain those people to have those. So now, because we don't have sales, we're going to offer an Iskander project where people that want to go over start off fresh, right? They can go over and we're going to start getting in cash flow. Now that cash flow allows us to take some of the people off the payroll off of one side and shift it to another. So therefore we have shared resources. So that's a one big positive that everybody can do. All right. Number two, we have global redundancy, having a larger network in global jurisdiction. What does that mean? So again, the larger our network is, if we don't have any sales right now, we're not building the mine. Our first project or our first festival that we're doing is in June. It's a huge festival in McKinney. Okay. And then we've got several others that we want to onboard and bring on. In June, we're going to be tapping and paying and using our project, using our network. Super awesome. You got to have a reliable network with that. Again, we don't have the sales, we can't build the mine. So with Iskander, everybody, from what we've been seeing is that there's a ton of people that's interested and excited about this new opportunity starting off fresh. That's going to bring in cash flow. We're going to be able to build the mine, start the mining. That strengthens TEXITcoin. All of it does. We're all working together. Okay. So now we've got a stronger, larger network to run critical applications. Therefore, we can continue to do phase two. Global jurisdiction. Over in Dubai, we're completely regulated. We're going to have all the regulations, have all the, all the rules, laws, everything like that. We're going to be, completely compliant with everything that's over there doing business in Dubai. So therefore, there's no chance that anything will ever get shut down over there. That's huge. That's really nice. Number three, with a larger network, this is one of the other big things that I don't think a lot of people understand. With a larger network, okay, the whole goal is to get more recognized in the crypto community, the crypto world. Well, the larger our network is, we're continuing to grab the block rewards from Litecoin and eventually Dogecoin. Those are two huge crypto projects, right? So the larger our network is, we start grabbing 5%, 10%, and eventually up to 20% of what their network, their block rewards are once we build out all of these different four more coins all over the world. Now we've got a 500 million mega hash mine. That's a huge operation. Now we're taking huge chunks of block rewards from Litecoin and Dogecoin. They can't help but to recognize us and say, who the heck is this company, right? Now we get the street cred with the crypto community. That's huge in order for the adoption of what we're doing to get more people to take this to a top 5 crypto coin, right? This gives us a lot more visibility to the crypto world. And then number 4, which is really big, we decided Iskander is going to be completely the multi-level marketing, all the stop gaps, everything else. So that comp plan is going to stay completely whole and never break down. So that's where all the multi-level marketing people will go. We can distinguish ourselves a little bit, distance ourselves from the multi-level marketing. So now when we go out there actively looking for cities and communities and fairs and festivals to do business with us, we don't have that multi-level marketing taste to it. Now, again, for some of you listening to me that are big multi-level marketing guys, there's a lot of great things with it. I'm not talking bad about it, but it's what the communities and the cities and people are looking at. We have to distance ourselves from that. This, by doing phase 3, that helps us achieve that goal. That's what I'm trying to say with that. Okay. So what does this mean for you that's listening on the call right now? Well, you can be a part of Iskander if you want. If you choose to, you can be a part of Iskander. A lot of people are looking at the comp plan now and they're like, I've got a big negative commission potential. I don't know if I'll be able to do this. And the price is down. There's all these, disadvantages that people are looking at. Well, now you can go and you've got a clean slate that you can start over there if you want to start making some money and doing what you were doing before. You can do that. For those of you that don't want to do that, that's okay too. You don't have to do anything. If you choose to not do that, nothing changes for you. Every day, you're still going to receive your daily drip of coins that comes into your account every single day. You don't have to do anything. TEXITcoin is alive and well. We're not going anywhere. We know that once we get TEXITcoin price back to $2 or $3, then the FOMO starts kicking in again. We start our cycle. All right. Now, we don't know if that's next week or 6 months from now. We know that our first downtown digital dollar event is going to be in June. So when that happens, when we're using the utility of our coin, we know that people are going to get excited about it. We've got other people in our community that are doing things. Nelson Brand and Lonnie Walsh, I just got done watching their thing. I don't know if anybody's watched that about their trading bots and how you can slowly, for just a bunch of people with a little amount of money, can put on there, earn some more coins, and keep raising the price up. I'm going to check out that more. Once I fully vet that, we'll probably start talking more about that on calls. That's something that the community can do to help stabilize the price and raise it up, right? What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going around the country. We're going to be doing regional events, executive regional events, where you're going to be able to bring your people to, okay? And for every 3 people that you bring to the event, we're going to give you 1 free seat just for bringing them, whether they buy or not. And at these events, it's going to be great. We're going to have music, lights, we're going to have entertainment probably. We're going to have onboarding right there at the show. So that way, when people end up signing up to join our community, they're going to get their coins. They're going to get all their welcome stuff. We're going to have a swag table. We're going to have a get ready starting table so that we can help you make your list, qualify your list, help you to start yourself off for success at these events. The other big things that we're going to be doing at these events is we're going to be making promotions and offers at these executive meetings that you can't do yourself. So that means it's your best opportunity to get somebody to sign up and join the community by bringing them to these events. I feel that with doing these events, I can get us back up to $3 or $4 million of sales a week by doing these executive meetings, and probably $1 million worth of coin sales. Then we take those coin sales, dump it right back in the market, and that helps stabilize and climb the price back up too. So there's different things that we can do there. So again, if you choose to not join Iskander, that's okay. Nothing changes for you. You don't have to, but it's an option that you have. We have a plan, guys. We're ready to take the next cycle. We have a plan. It's a good plan. It's not easy. It's hard work, but we're willing to do it. For those of you that know me, you know that I'm not scared of hard work. I'm not going anywhere. I'm here to the end. And exactly that's what the other owner or what the other executive teams are looking to do too. Okay. So this is some of the things that I wanted to share with you about Iskander. There has been some different talks of people thinking, that they're just running over there doing something else. There's a purpose and a plan of why we're doing it. Okay. So that's what I had, guys, to kind of share with you. And then I kind of wanted to open it up to questions, concerns, things like that. But let me go. Bud, do we have some questions in here?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I don't know if you can read the chat or if you want me to go through them and read them with you, but
Yeah, go ahead because I can't.
yeah. So it says, has the date been set for the requirement to be a TEXIT miner before signing up for Iskander?
Yeah, so that's something, so that's not set in stone, but that's what we're thinking. Another thing is, in order to be in the Iskander project, you have to buy 1 seat in TEXIT, right? Obviously, Iskander's the brand new project. It's starting off, it hasn't done its first cycle. It's very easy to hit that. And again, guys, when you look at this, when I talk about the cycle and where TEXITcoin is right now, we started out at 2.8 cents. We're sitting at 60 cents now, something like that. That's still over a 200% return, or excuse me, I'm sorry, 2000% return or increase, right? When I started, it was 20 cents. So that's a 200% increase just for me, right? From what I've seen. That's awesome. Nowhere else does that happen, right? In a brand new project. So this is, we're getting ready for the next cycle. So yes, that's something that's talked about that we could do, make it mandatory that somebody has to buy 1 seat in TEXIT to be in Iskander.
And it's my understanding, Tim, correct me if I'm wrong, that until the official launch at Token 2049 on April 29th, the only people that can get involved have to be in TEXIT. And it may continue after that, but up till then, they have to have at least one position in TEXIT in order to participate.
Yeah. We know,
And I,
when I say about the mandatory thing is because we know the people overseas. So people over in Dubai, they don't know anything about TEXITcoin. They're looking to get into something that's right there. I don't know if we're going to make it mandatory that those people have to join TEXIT. I kind of like that idea because then again, it lifts up TEXIT and strengthens it even more. So I don't know.
I love the idea, and I know there's people out there right now using that to market to get people into TEXIT because they want to get into Iskander. So they're promoting Iskander and they're saying, you know, you have to be a TEXIT miner first. So there's, the 995 on top of that. And
Yeah.
again, a lot of the people knowing that there's bigger packages and there's people that will pay tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars, they're okay paying an extra 1,000 to get a seat, right? In TEXIT to participate in the Iscander. Here's a question. It says, and JR is trying to understand. It says, how does Iskander make TEXIT stronger if they are both separated? And if all the big guys are focused on Iskander, who's left to push TEXIT over the top?
That's a great question. So let me talk, and that's one of the misconceptions here. So a lot of you realize we don't have any sales right now. So when you say a lot of the, the big builders and everything else like that, a lot of these people have already lost focus. Now, Coach Bud hasn't. Coach Bud is sticking strong, and there's a handful of people, but it's plain and simple that we've lost a lot of good people. They've lost interest because of the price of the coin. They feel that it's difficult, so they're just not pushing it. So what happens is all these people are going to other projects, they're going to other things and taking their time and effort, and they're pitching something else. This is just going to give them an opportunity to pitch something that's connected to us so that helps strengthen TEXITcoin. So back to the question, how does it strengthen TEXITcoin? Is because again, the larger the network, guys, that's what we keep hashing on, is the larger the network that lifts up TEXITcoin for us, because then we can continue to do downtown digital dollars. We can continue to do all the things that we need with a larger network. We're going to take more block rewards from Litecoin and Dogecoin eventually, right? So then it gives us that crypto dominance out there in the world. People start seeing that. If we don't have any sales, we don't get to build the mine. We don't get to finish what we're doing, right? So if Iskander never happened, then we would be stuck in the same thing here. And now we're trying to come up with a plan. And it might take, again, TEXITcoin's price is going to continue to increase as we get these things implemented, but it's going to take some time. So now we don't have to lose the time of building a network. We've got other redundancy across the world.
Yeah, great answer. And thanks to Lonnie and Lou and adding some input and answers in the chat. I appreciate that. And I just want to tell you, you mentioned me, TEXITcoin. I think I put 4 people in last week, and I know there's other people doing the same and even more. And 2 of the 4 have no idea what the price of the coin is, nor do they care. Because what I'm sharing with them is the big picture and the top 5, top 10, top 5 crypto next 3 to 5 to 10 years, 2, 3, potentially 4-digit coin. And oh, by the way, when we get to a point where they're excited and they want to participate in the very unique opportunity of getting a mining position that's going to pay out coins every day for the next 130 some years, then I talk to them about the potential to make money weekly and all that stuff. But then I tell them, how do you want to get started? How much do you have to get started? And whatever they tell me, I pretty much take half of that and suggest that they buy half in mining positions and then half in coin, and
Yep.
get it now while it's on sale, because it will go up. And you had a great answer, and I'll just add to that everything that phase 2 and phase 3 does can and will add to the value of TEXITcoin. And then once that coin starts going north and the whole crypto market gets out of the bear market, it's going to be a lot easier again to sell seats. But if you approach it the right way and set proper expectations, it's not challenging to do it now. And I think a lot of people just are using that as an excuse. Oh, there were all these changes, so we can't sell it now. I promise you can. And I promise everyone needs to know about the opportunity that you had to get involved. Sorry.
Now,
Veronica says in the
hold,
current,
hold on real quick. I was able to pull this up and see this now, but the last part of this, and I just want to say, it
okay,
said, I'm on board, but after spending 45K to get my family and another 50K with friends, and none of us has seen a return. Going to be a real struggle to get more in if Texas isn't moving. Totally agree. And here's the thing. I'm sorry to hear that. You know what I mean? That sucks. That sounds like when you spent all that money, it was probably on the higher side and then we've dropped down. But as long as you haven't sold out of any of your coins or anything else like that, you're still mining coins every single day. When we move this thing back in the right direction, which it will happen, it will happen. Now you can start looking at what some of your exit strategy is so that you can start pulling out some of that money and recoup your initial investment, take a profit, still keep some more coins to ride it all the way up. Okay. You just happen to get in, probably depending on when you got in when it was on the higher side. So, you didn't get a chance to be one of the TEXIT winners that I was talking about, but it can still happen for you. We're going to turn this thing around.
all
All right.
right. You want to read Veronica's question, or you
Let's
want
see.
me to read it to you?
Yep. In the current phase, are there only seats in the mine? Excuse me. In the current phase, are there only seats in the mine that is the investment? There is no current crypto direct with the initial investment. Is that correct?
I think she's asking, are in the new project, are we going to have packages that include seats and crypto?
Okay. So that's
I
one of the
think.
things. That's so one of the things that I'm doing in Texas when I do these meetings, that's what I'm going to be showing people is packages, purchasing seats and coins, because the seats, remember, are your long-term investment. Purchasing coins are a short-term investment. So when we start to turn this around by doing both, you're going to be able to get a quicker return. So we're going to at these events, we're going to be offering more seats and coin packages, and we're going to be making some good deals. So be on the lookout, guys. We've got our CRMs now. We're going to start reaching out. Some of you that have been on my team and my downline, or maybe Bobby's or Rob's, we sent out a message for one of our events that we're having next week at the Guitar Sanctuary in McKinney. Some of you might have got that email about the event that we're doing there. We had it originally planned, and then we had all this snow and ice in the Dallas area, so we had to cancel it. So the first event's going to be next Friday there. We've got 3 or 4 events planned in Florida. And again, this is just the beginning. So once we start doing these things, we're going to start seeing the sales are going to start coming back. Coin purchases are going to be coming back, and then we're going to be dumping that money back in the market. So,
Yeah. So, and I think to answer her question directly, in the new Iskander, Tim, there's not going to be coin packages available again because there's no
there's no
coins right now,
coins.
right?
Yeah, there's no
Right.
coins. We haven't minted any coins. The first coin, there's no pre-minted coins. So the first coins will be done on February 3rd. That's when we mine the first
Right.
block.
And then she has the next part of her question about, being originally a US based non-international crypto to maintain integrity. What changed?
Well, nothing's changed with that. We're still mining in Texas. So again, these are 4 other projects. It's called cross mining. So they're going to be completely separate, but we use the same network. So these guys, for instance, they're going to be mining. Iskander will mine TEXITcoin, and TEXITcoin will mine Iskander, but we get to keep our rewards. Iskander gets to keep their rewards. All we're doing is lifting up the network, making it a larger network.
And I was told from, I've been in about 10 months now, and I was told from the beginning this was the plan, that we would have a phase 3 and build an additional mine. Plus, I think she may have got confused on the mine. The original mine, the first mine, is limited to the state of Texas. But thank God we can all participate in the rest of the US and the rest of the world. And so I don't think anything's changed there. I think that maybe was just a misunderstanding on that. But yeah, I've heard that since day one that we were gonna have mines in other countries.
Yep. All right. Somebody says, Benjamin says, how soon can we get or see international downtown digital dollars? What needs to be in place for that to happen?
Great question.
That's a great question. All I know is we're focusing locally. So again, the light has to shine brightest at home, and then we're going to expand it out. So for right now, we're not even talking about international. We're just talking about we're starting in McKinney, then we're going to go out to the other cities. It's going to be Texas first. Then we're going to be looking to our community and saying, hey, talk to us. Who's got contacts for fairs and festivals all across the country? Who knows some big events, right? And then we start making contacts. We start setting up different places like that. And then this thing just blows up. And again, once we start doing that, there's nobody out there that can say that this thing's a scam. They're using our network, using the downtown digital dollars. It's a complete home run. All we have to do is build the mine. And again, Iskander is helping us build that mine. It makes a stronger network.
You see Russell's question about, I don't know how deep you want to get into details on Iskander comp plan and stuff.
Yeah, so that's again, guys, my whole point wasn't to explain comp plans or things of the Iskander coin. The purpose of this call was to share with you that TEXIT coin is not dead. We're not going anywhere. We're strong, we're alive. We've got enough resources right now for us to continue to get this coin back on the next cycle. And what Iskander does for us is just, again, allow us to share resources and to be able to be stronger through till we get this thing rocking and rolling. Again, guys, once we get this thing, this is all going to be a mute point. Once we get TEXITcoin back up to $2 or $3, then, from the 50 or 60 cents that we are right now, people start seeing that going in the right direction. People are going to start grabbing a hold of this thing again. Once we start seeing that it's using and the utilities there, this thing's going to pop. And again, TEXITcoin is the mothership, right? All these other ones, these offsite locations are just to support TEXITcoin. That's all we're doing. It raises TEXITcoin up. Okay.
And Britt, you see Britt's question?
Yeah. So how does Iskander benefit TEXIT if we're starting a new coin? What keeps Iskander from stealing all of the TXC's utility? So we don't know what Iskander's utility is going to be over there and what's going to happen. Again, the utility of what we're doing over here, we know. We have a plan for it. And so, again, Iskander's so new. I don't know when the utility or what will happen with that. All I know is it's all about building a strong, reliable network so that we can run our downtown digital dollars to the utility of TEXITcoin. Again, that's what we're focusing on. That's what we want. Iskander and these other things that are happening over there is just to lift this up. So somebody asked, so how much is an Iskander seed? So right now, guys, what we're doing for Iskander for the till February 3rd, where we're mining our first block, Iskander we're doing what we call our Founders Club spots. So just like TEXITcoin, when the first people that got in, they got the first coins that were coming out. That's called the Founders Club. So right now, Founders Club spots, the minimum buy-in for a Founders Club spot is $27,000. What that gets you is one spot as a founder in TEXITcoin, which means you get, for every 3 people that you sponsor, you get 500 mega hash instead of the 100 or 200, depending on the time frame. So that's a big benefit for people that are going to share this right there. You get to be a part of the first block rewards that are going to happen, so you're going to get more coins up front. We've made it easier for miners and people that don't have $27,000. We have what we call a stretch program to make payments over the year. So if people put in a third, and so if you put 9,000 in, we can stretch your other amount, the other 18, out over a year, and you can use your commissions that you get off of Iskander to pay that down. You can pay it off as quick as you want, or you just use your commissions to pay it off however you want to do. After February 3rd, though, on February 4th, we're going to open up all levels. Okay. So that means the minimum seat is going to be $1,000, $995, just like TEXITcoin. So we haven't got all the comp plan regulations and everything pulled out, but there's going to be something with what the MLMs do is they've got different levels that you have to do in order to unlock certain levels of commissions. And so when you start out at $1,000, you won't have the same ability that somebody starts out at $27,000. Again, if you want more information, you can go to Iskander Coin. So Iskander coin.com. And Bud, if you could put that in the notes there for people to have, you can go there, you can read about it, you can ask for more information. Again, this call wasn't fully about Iskander. It was to share you the health of TEXITcoin and what we're doing. Okay. I think it'll be similar. Those are just normal questions. What happens if Iskander does the same thing? That's a good, JR. That's a good question. So again, what we've done, the problem we want to learn from our mistakes, right? So we realized where we came into the problem with not having the rules and regulations in place in order to keep us from getting in trouble, and we didn't have the upside. On this plan, we're going to have both. We're talking to the top MLM people of our community and some other people, and we're coming up with a very strong plan and program that's going to, not break down. And it's what these people, it's what the multi-level marketers want. We're going to give them the option. I mean, I believe there's going to be an option that some of these guys can make, up to $25,000 a week. That's what these big multi-level marketing companies do. So, again, if you're interested in that, you can fill out the form and somebody will contact you to give you some more information on that. Okay. Has there been talk about doing a professional sponsorship video that the company puts out for us to share? Now we have to use videos to tell the individual stories on behalfs. We don't have a professional company generating recordings that we can share the TEXITcoin story and vision. Yeah, I like that. There's quite a few more things that are coming down the pipeline. Remember, we hired Brig and his team to help us with different things like that. He's coming up with a complete training platform that we're going to be using, that we're going to be rolling out to help people be more successful with, sharing our vision with everybody else. We've got a lot more things coming down the pipeline, guys. Things are happening, so it's really good. So are we building a new set of mines in Dubai, and who will maintain them? So we've got people over there, boots on the ground, Russell. And these guys are going to be handling everything over there. So it's going to be completely separate from TEXITcoin too. Okay. If we failed to be effective because we're not a network marketing company, how does adding a network marketing company have an advantage to us? It really benefits the handful. It really benefits the handful that gets involved at the ground floor opportunity. Okay. So James, if you're asking, again, I'm not on here to say this is for everybody to join Iskander. It's for those people that want those type of rules, want the opportunity to make more. Those are the people that are going to get involved with Iskander. It's my opinion that the majority of this is going to be sold overseas anyway. That's where all these multi-level marketing companies and people are over there. Plus, there's a ton of money over there, and they're crypto savvy already. Remember, when we started TEXITcoin, this is like in the US, it's the hardest place to do business for cryptocurrency, right? Everywhere else that people start these coins and things like that goes so much quicker. So there's a ton of money over there. Again, you don't have to be a part of it. You can continue to do what you're doing right here. We're going to get this back, TEXITcoin back on track, and it's going to be easier for you to sell this. And we're going to keep things simpler. We don't have all those rules. We've made the rules now. We hope the camp plan is strong now after we do these rules. And if it doesn't, guys, then we're going to probably change the strategy of how we're building the mine for TEXITcoin here too. We might do more of a direct sales model. Everybody will still have your 1, 2, 3 bonuses. The people that want to refer and do something will do something like that so that people can still make some money on this side too. So again, you don't have to join Iskander. That's just phase 3. But if you want to and get more information, you can go to iskandercoin.com.
Hey, Tim, can I add a couple of thoughts on that? I've been in the networking industry for 30 years now. And when it's done properly, honestly, I believe networking is the best business model in the world because it allows, and this will too, it's not to benefit. In fact, it's the opposite. It's not to benefit just the people who get in earlier at the top. The the main point of networking is anybody can make any amount of money they want. I've been in many companies where I've made way more money than the people up top. Why? Because I worked harder. And the business model rewards those who work. And so you can be the CEO of your own company, your own team, your own organization in networking, where you're never going to be able to do that in a job or anything like that. So it honestly, and the industry of networking has created more millionaires than any other industry. So it's got a bad reputation because, again, usually it's very little to get involved. So when you go out and if you don't learn how to do it and do it right, you're going to go out and you're going to crash and burn. And when you put a few $100 in and then you go talk to somebody and you talk to them the wrong way because you can do that and they say no, then you're like, this isn't worth it. But let me ask you a question. If you spent $1 million to get a McDonald's franchise and your first customer came in and said your burger sucks, are you going to just quit? No, people don't have a lot of skin in the game, and they don't. It's a different, you need to learn how to do it, just like you need to learn how to do any job or profession. And we can teach you that, and we will, especially with Brig Hart and his team and his systems. I mean, guys made over hundreds of millions of dollars in this industry. And he's here not because he needs money, but he's here because he believes he can earn billions of dollars through TEXIT coin and our strategies and growth and phases. So and if you'll plug in and learn and get educated, you will agree that this is the greatest business model, ever. And I believe Iskander, as a full-blown MLM, will be one of the top all-time companies in the history of networking. So
Yeah. I mean, the biggest thing, guys, is getting more plugged in. The more time and attention that you put into this, the more that you're going to get out of it, just like anything else. And so thanks, Coach Bud. I mean, that's great. I mean, there's a lot of great things with TEXCoin. There's going to be a lot of great things with Iskander coin too. Um, Somebody says, are we allowed to mine overseas? So I don't know if you're overseas or whatever, but again, TEXITcoin's only mined here. Iskander's going to be mined over there. Not sure exactly what you mean. We got JR again here. He says, but as for us that did, I held on to coins, and when the founders cashed out, because we were told the path to 16 and that we had no coins, I got in August, okay, and by no means am I upset at all, just trying to understand it all and why with the short notice of the 27K. Why not give us a heads up for a month to contact our 401k or something to make it happen with such short notice? Yeah. So here's the deal. You're going to be, JR, if you want to get in, again, the February 3rd is just what the first time that when we're going to be mined the block. You have till April 29th to still get a founder spot. So we can get you more. If you're interested in Iskander, like I said, we can get you more information on that. We're just saying that the first mine is going to be blocked, the first block is going to be mined February 3rd. We've tried to make it easier to do the stretch program. So if somebody wants a founder spot, but again, after February 4th, you can get in for $1,000 if you want to. And then you can start mining the Iskander coin. So we are making it easier for everybody to get involved also. But founder spots will either be available till April 29th or till we sell 3,703 founder spots. Whenever we sell that many, we shut the founder spots off, or by April 29th. So that gives.
damn, that's great news. I didn't even know that.
That gives.
We got people freaking out and panicking that they got to come up with 27 grand by the 3rd.
Yep.
And what you just said is amazing.
So that's to be a part of just the very first block, right? Obviously, the earlier you get in, the more coins that you're going to get. But starting February 4th, you can get in for as little as $1,000. You just won't be a founder. You won't get the other founder perks, but you'll still have the option to be a founder after February 3rd if you end up purchasing a 27K spot. So JR, hopefully that helps answer your question there too. Think of the big picture, not the big price. This will be global mining project with a total of 500 million mega hash, making up the world's largest private mine with cross mining. That's exactly what we're doing. That is correct. on the conclusion. Thank you. Trying to see if we got anybody, you see any others that, what's the incentive for being a founder by February 3rd opposed to after February 3rd? So the benefit of being a founder in Iskander on February 3rd is that's when we do the first mining block. So there's only going to be so many people that are in, so you're going to get more coins. Every day after that, you'll start to get less coins, just like what TEXITcoin did. But again, you have a smaller amount of people that's in, so you get more coins at the very beginning. That's the big benefit. Again, as long as you secure a founder spot before April 29th, or we sell all the Founders Club spots, then the big benefit there is that you're going to get 500 mega hash for every 3 people that you refer. And that's what adds up. We also have a deal for those people that, so we're giving the stretch program. We also have a benefit for people that pay for it in full. For the 27K, you get 10 free seats. So we've got some other things that we can go over with you if you guys are interested. Again, for all of you that are interested in Iskander, just go to iskandercoin.com, fill out the information. We'll reach out to you, answer all your questions, and help you get involved if you would like to do that. Let's see here. Okay. If Iskander is going to be MLM, have you got a plan, or is there a plan for taxes? So yeah, I know over there, everything is regulated. Everything is, governed. So there will be some sort of thing that will be sent out to everybody, that I'm sure. So, let's see here. Do you need help in getting that built out, completed here in Texas? Not sure what that means. You got any others, Coach Bud, that you see?
Well, one question is, if the Iskander plan works great, like we think it will, could we transfer that plan over to TEXITcoin here in the US?
I know, and the answer to that is no. And the reason is because we're not trying to get closer to be even more involved as an MLM. We want to keep things simpler for TEXITcoin. And when we go out, again, we're going out and we're pitching cities and communities and fairs and festivals about downtown digital dollars. And when they start doing research, and as you guys know, if you do research on TEXITcoin, what you see out there is not very good, right? And so, again, Coach Bud, just like he said, there's a lot of great things with multi-level marketing, but unfortunately, that's just the way that the stigma is around it, that it turns a lot of people off. So we're trying to distance ourselves. We're trying to have TEXITcoin, the digital asset, stand on its own 2 feet. Downtown digital dollars stand on its own 2 feet. And we've tried to keep Mine TXC, which is the vehicle building the mine, completely separate. But again, everything kind of gets wrapped into one. Obviously,
Yeah, there's a bunch of guys that are answering questions. So thanks to all you, Thomas and Jeffrey,
thanks,
that are answering questions for people.
Mike Wright said, can you share the dates for the events, especially Florida? Yeah, Mike, I'll send you a message. We've got the first one's February 9th. That's in Tampa at the Motor Enclave. Then we're going to have something in Ocala. We're going to have something in Jacksonville. And then we're going to have something in Orlando. And I think Orlando is March 4th. And again, guys, this is just the beginning. Once we start, I need to prove the model first that this works. Then we're going to roll this out all over the place. But again, the light's got to shine brightest at home. But I really think this is going to be a great opportunity where you're going to be able to bring your guests, your future people that you want to share the project with. And instead of you doing it, you're going to be able to, they're going to get the crowd, they're going to get everything. They're going to get the very best presentation out there, and they're going to get an opportunity to get extra promotions and specials that you can't do yourself just by offering it to yourself, right? What else we got here?
A question says, how many Iskander coins are going to be mined daily in the beginning? And aren't the tokenomics pretty much the same?
It is, but it's a little bit, instead of the block reward of 254, the block reward is going to be 312.
So there'll be more coins mined daily on average.
Yeah. And so what happens, that goes into the story of Alexander the Great. There's going to be more things that, for those of you that are part of that will hear why the relevance of the 312, what that means.
And then a few people asked about what exchange will we be on, but again, Lonnie and Thomas and everybody, Jeffrey, are answering those questions. So if you
thanks,
have
Ted.
if you read in the chat, you can also read the answers there, and all the answers are perfect. So
Okay, great.
can people join without already being in TEXIT, or needs to be in TEXIT first to join? And I think we've answered that, but
It's being
yes, at least until April 29th, you have to be in TEXIT to participate in this Iscander. And again, you know, you've said it too, but you got to understand, Iskander is not new. It's a continuation of the plan from the beginning. But you do not have to participate in that. I've got people in my group calling me and saying, well, I don't know anybody in Dubai. That's okay. You don't need to. I don't either. I hope to make some friends there. But we can build it anywhere, and we can sell the mining seats anywhere. And there's people in the US that want to participate in this in the maximum amount that they can. There's already people that have come in for 81s and stuff like that. So yeah, it doesn't matter that it's over there. And when we go into South America or wherever else, Africa, you don't necessarily, but we are going to be, because we're in Texas, we get the blessing of being able to participate with each one of those and be in the Genesis block and get coins mined from day one. And obviously, and Tim, let me ask you a question. I won't type it in. I'll just ask you because I can, because people have asked me, how long do you think it'll take to sell out the 1,000,000 seats that are in Iskander?
I mean, we're thinking with what we've been talking to the people over there. I mean, they've got large groups of people that are already interested. I mean, this thing could sell out in 6 to 9 months, So I mean, it could sell out rather quick and we could be moving on to the next one. So again, everybody says that, doing something, a project in the United States is the hardest thing to do in crypto. Everywhere else, things move so much quicker because they're already in it. We don't even have to worry about the education side of it because everybody's already educated on crypto over there. So I think it's going to go pretty quick, Coach. So
Okay.
Tim Beal said, "What's the initial price of the Iskander coin to be?" We don't know yet what that's gonna come out at. The thing is this thing's going to fly a lot quicker, and all the coins are going to be locked up on cold storage coins. So there's not going to be really many coins out on the market. So that could drive the price up really quick, really fast. So we don't know what that is going to look like yet. We're still playing around with that.
And Kelly just put a question in. Since Iskander will be following Dubai regulations, are we going to have to require KYC and socials and all that stuff? And I don't know if we know the answer for that yet. But
We don't really know. That depends on the exchange that we're going to be on. So in order to do business in Dubai, you have to have a broker, licensed broker, whatever. And so we're going through the different channels. That's where Bobby is over there right now. Right now he's in Berlin. He's flying to Dubai to finish doing all that stuff with the corporation over there and to go through all the different regulations. So that's why he's over there right now, is to get this thing started.
and then Missy just put a question in, and Lonnie's right. The Clarity Act might affect and clarify some of this if it ever gets passed.
Okay.
Missy says, how are the people who come in, I think she means over there, going to fit into the tree?
Say that again.
Missy's asking, how are the people who come in maybe over in Dubai going to fit into the tree?
So again, it's just going to be just like anybody else. So when we've already got boots in the ground people over there. So when people start signing up over there, we're going to launch this on April 29th at token 24, or excuse me, 2049 in Dubai. And so there'll be quite a few people that are going to sign up over there, and then they're going to do it just like what we do. When they sign up people, they'll be put underneath them. So it's going to be I mean, our tree is going to start. I think what we're trying to do is keep the genealogy the same. We've been told not to mess around with that too much. So if you can imagine, what'll happen is the entire tree of Texit will go into Iskander, but everything will be like grayed out. And then as people join, they'll just get flicked on, they'll get turned on, right? And then there'll be a lot of grayed out spots. After March 2nd, okay, that way it keeps everybody in where they, if somebody brought somebody in, we're still going to try to honor that. After March 2nd, then what will happen is we're going to do the compression. If somebody's not in and all the grayed out spots, everybody will just move up.
And then if you decide to come in after that, you're coming in brand new.
Yep.
You'll be at the bottom of the tree, and yeah, you're not required. I mean, you're not going to have your old spot back.
Yep.
So there is a deadline for that. And I know there's a lot more questions, Tim, but I see we've been on here almost an hour. I've got another Zoom I got to jump on.
Okay.
But
Was there anything that was any derogatory? I don't really see. I expected to have some derogatory ones, guys. I was ready. I have big shoulders.
no, no, not at all. And by the way, I'm doing a coaching session that I do every Thursday, and anybody is welcome to attend that. And we're going to talk more about Iskander, and we're going to have Mitchell Tucker on, who has a lot of insight because he's helping put all that together. And I'll type the address, the Zoom address
I
in the
see.
chat.
I see Frank Malone asked, can we use ACH to sign up people in Iskander? Yes, you can. Will our consolidation for the three tracking centers be completed before then? Man, we're working on that. That's been more of a pain. Again, we figured out the way to do it. Now all you have to do is send a support ticket in saying that you want to be consolidated. We've started with the Rangers, and then when we're going with the miners, we're going with the largest hash down. And so that's kind of how we've done. So if you've got a support ticket in, it's going to get handled, but we're moving, guys. It takes a while to do that.
Tim, I'm going to jump off. I'm going to make you host, and
Yep.
I'll jump off. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Again, guys, thanks for joining tonight. Does anybody else have any other questions here? Sarah says, when do we have to use or when do we have to ACH for this project? Again, after February 4th, you can jump in at any level. If you want to jump in for the first block, it's 27,000. You could put $9,000 down, stretch the rest. We can get you more information on that if you're interested. Otherwise, starting February 4th, you can get in for at any level that you'd like. When we're placed on the bottom, are we zeroed out? So again, this brand new project, so it's just starting. Again, we're going to come up with all the comp plan stuff and everything like that will be finalized so that you can see, but I don't think that we're going to have a cash or commission potential. I think the rules that everything is set in place will help prevent from that. Okay, somebody said, will anybody be able to use TXC at $1? Okay, so that's a good thing. So for what we're doing for TEXITcoin miners, if you want to jump into Iskander and pay with TEXITcoin, you can, and we'll take that at $1 rate. And then if you want to cash that back out at $1, you can. So like when TEXITcoin goes up to $3, you can buy those back because it's just helping you get into Iskander. Can we just buy in and wait it out, or do we need to bring in people? No, Jamie, you can buy into Iskander and accumulate your coins. You don't have to be active in that. But again, one of the big benefits over there is if you are active, there's going to be a bigger upside for you. Can we use TXC to buy in? Yep. That's what I said. And we're doing it at $1 rate. Will there be quarterly sponsoring requirements? Yes, there's going to be all kinds of requirements. Again, I don't really have all that down yet. We're going to be looking through that stuff. Let's see here. The buyback is also at $1 according to Bobby's Zoom call. Yes, that's correct. Hey, Ethan Blake. I don't know. Can I unmute you? Let me unmute you, son, and tell me if you've got any other questions from your people here.
Hey Dad, how you doing?
Good. Was I able to?
I just had a couple questions for us. Originally, the things that I wanted you to go over was one of the biggest things was a TEXIT Ranger because we don't have a TEXIT Ranger supporting us. So we've kind of been asking around, and we need to get in contact with a TEXIT Ranger that can kind of support our downline. Just for questions, concerns, stuff like that. So I know you said you've been working on that, so I wanted to ask you again about that. But I had a couple things here, but we can always do this later because I
Okay.
know
No worries. I
this.
just wanted to make sure that your people had questions answered and everything else like that. That was one of the points of why I did the call. So
Hmm.
hopefully they were able to go through some of that stuff. Okay.
Okay.
All right, Lisa, you said, so to clarify, is the only people who come in with 27K or more Founders Club and bigger perks if done by February 3rd. No founder at lower levels. That's correct. No founders. The least amount of founder spot will be a 27K buy-in to be a founder. All the other levels will not be founders. They'll be like an early adopter. All right. Well, guys, hopefully this was, again, the purpose of this call was to share with you TEXITcoin is not going anywhere. We're alive. We're active. We have a plan. We know where we're going. We know what we have to do. Phase 3 was brought on to help support us while we're in the stagnant portion before we start taking our next cycle up. So if you guys want to be a part of Iskander, you can go to iskandercoin.com. You can fill out the information. We'll contact you to give you more info. If you don't want to join Iskander, you don't have to. Again, you got your daily coins coming in every single day for what you're doing right now. All you have to do is sit there and wait till we get this turned back in the right direction and you get ready to ride our next cycle to success. And once we get this back up, then you can participate. We'll still have some type of the affiliate program. Again, the last changes going here. We'll get exactly see where it is. But in the end, if it doesn't, we're going to come up with something else too. Okay. I hope that helped out, guys. I appreciate it. And then we will be talking to you guys in the future. Thank you so much.